MIA MXGP, my dudes. So, this is pretty close to the day of when MXGP 2021 came out last year. I believe that was actually after they delayed it, if I remember properly, last year. So you naturally would think, okay, where's MXGP 2022? Are we even going to get an MXGP 2022? Boys, I just don't think it's going to happen. I think that MXGP 2021 may literally be the final, last official MXGP game from Milestone. Thank God! Oh, man. I mean, as you can see, Exhibit A, B, C, D, Z. Holy crap, dog. When I get back into MXGP 2021, I see why they're not making another one. I see why they couldn't sell enough copies. This shit feels so bug-ridden. When you try to throw a whip, the camera starts zooming in and the fucking bike can't... Dude, what is this game? I still stand behind all of those videos that I made talking about how MXGP 2021 is the worst fucking Milestone game for its time. You had a lot of these other big motocross YouTubers that just wanted to act like, no big deal. It's just Milestone coming out with another MXGP game. It's okay, guys, you know. It's okay for some people to love the MXGP games. It's okay, even though you might love the simulators like MX Bikes, MX Sim, shit like that. But, you know, we still gotta have room for our No, this game was dog shit. It was dog shit. All the way around. It was dog dookie, dog water. There ain't no other question about it. Copy and pasted, bug-ridden piece of shit. That's all it was. That's all it was. Look at that. The bike coming out of frame every time I... Look at this. I mean, just look at the gameplay. This shit feels so buggy to me. It's insane when I go back to it, but... Oh, man. What did the T-Sipper predictor tell you, boys? I said these MXGP games have been going downhill since, like, MXGP 3, you know, and then MXGP Pro was just weird. It was just kind of weird, buggy. Look at the bike, dude. Oh, my God. This game cracks me up. And people want to act like this shit is, like, some sort of skill gap. Some of these dudes on MXGP 2021 wanted to act like, oh, well, dude, you just got to take it easier in the corners, and then you can get around the corner. No, it's buggy. This is shitty. This is not good. See, a lot of people are getting it confused with some of these newer MXGP games. They get the bugs confused with skill gap. You see what I'm saying? You gotta have played enough motocross games to know what I'm talking about, but Reflex does not feel like this, and it has 10 times the skill gap of this game. So don't give me that bullshit. Even MX vs. ATV Legends doesn't feel as buggy as this. They haven't came in here and fixed any of this shit with updates. No wonder. No wonder. This is terrible. I mean, when I go back to this, even just after playing Legends, and I don't even consider Legends to be like an amazing, you know, feeling game. It had a lot of bugs and probably still has some bugs. But it ain't nothing to this dog water. It ain't nothing to this shit. Why is the bike coming out of the camera frame every time I lean back? Like, what is that, Milestone? Then randomly the bike will just lay itself over? Like, what the fuck is this game? That's not skill gap. That's not difficulty. That is buggy. That is janky. There is a massive difference. There is a massive difference. And, you know, could I sit down and get around these tracks without falling over? Yeah, I could. I've done it plenty of times before. I've made plenty of videos on that. But I just hopped back in this shit after not touching it since the game first came out. And it's just funny to see how it's like you can trick your mind into thinking, if you play something long enough, you can trick your mind into thinking like, oh, well, you're just falling over or the bike's just reacting weird because you're not playing it enough. But that's really not the case with MXGP 2021. It's just trash. The weird shit where the bike tries to instantly pull itself back up when you stop leaning, when you stop steering the bike. It has this rocking back and forth. It is so bizarre. It's just so weird to me. Like Legends doesn't really have that feeling. Reflex, Unleashed, Untamed, none of those good arcade dirt bike games has any of these shitty feelings that this game has. I don't even know how they managed to make it like this. I really don't, but this should just go to prove to you. A lot of those other bigger moto YouTubers acting like, you know, there wasn't a whole lot wrong with these Milestone, like MXGP games for the past few years, you know, no big deal, you know what I mean? Well, if there wasn't really anything that wrong with them, you know, if we're going to live in neutral boy land, like some of these YouTubers live in, okay, if there wasn't really anything that wrong with them, then Milestone would still be making them. They'd still be selling copies. We wouldn't be going through this weird shit where they delayed MXGP 2021. Dude, this game cracks me up. That is such a bug. Like when the bike starts to lean over or semi sort of slide. I don't even know what the fuck it's trying to do. But when it gets in that, it's almost like the bike gets stuck in that sliding / crashing animation for too long. Bro, this shit cracks me up. Oh my gosh. I mean, this really is the bottom. This is the lowest of the low for me when it comes to gameplay. Because it's not even about talking about how the gameplay is. You know, it's just... It's buggy. It's janky. It doesn't feel even remotely right. Hell, talking about if the gameplay's good or not, I just want the bike to stay in frame when I'm playing the game. I don't want to feel like I'm rocking back and forth every time I steer the bike. I don't want to feel like the bike's about to bug out and jank out on me every 5 seconds. It's not even about the actual gameplay, because you can't even get to that without talking about all the bugs and the weird-ass feelings to this game. So, to all those people that wanted to act like this game didn't really have any problems or what, no big deal, MXGP, where's all the hate coming from? Well, MXGP 2021, bruh, I don't know what planet you was born on, but this ain't it, dog. This ain't it, dog. So, either way, I don't know. I mean, I guess we could still see an MXGP 2022. I don't really know, but it doesn't really seem like it at this point. And if they don't make one for a year, it kind of seems like they would totally stop, because that's been their motto, their mission. Make 69,000 of these games a year. And with minimal changes, let's try to make a motocross NBA 2K or whatever the hell. But I think the people that decided, you know what, I'm not going to buy MXGP 2021. I'm finally going to bite the bullet. I'm not going to buy this game. I think that made a big difference. I think that made an impact. All them people that actually spoke real opinions about this game and how shitty it was, you know, I think all of that made an impact. And it's like, do I want to see motocross games just dissolve into an oblivion? No, I don't want to see that. But I also don't want to see this rip-off level copy and paste bullshit. You know, a lot of those other bigger YouTubers talk about, well, you got to buy all the Milestone games to support Milestone. Bruh, spend your money on MX bikes, MX Sim, you know, Reflex, some of these other games. Support moto games like that are actually worth your money. I don't know about you guys, but money doesn't grow on these trees around me, okay? So, you know, it ain't money trees over here, baby. You know what I'm saying? So, it's like, that's just such a stupid analogy to be like, well, you need to keep buying the Milestone games, keep supporting them. After you've already bought 69 of them, you know, keep buying them, bro. No. Even though I am all for, you know, making motocross games succeed and all that type of shit, they got to be doing something in them. They got to be improving them to a certain extent. They got to be doing something here. You see what I'm saying? So, either way, What is there to even say? I tried to warn you boys. I tried to tell you boys. I tried to warn Milestone. If you keep on doing this shit, it ain't going to last very long. You know, and with the Supercross games, it's kind of their saving grace because you got so many more people that are into, you know, American Supercross and what they're going to do with the next Supercross game. And just that, I feel like so many more people are kind of hyped up and attached to that official Supercross name because we used to have official Supercross games way back there, like early 2000s, right? So a lot of people are still kind of stuck on that. But I don't feel like they're that way with these official MXGP games. It's kind of like, I feel like most people look at it like, well, we've been there and done that. MXGP 1, 2, 3, Milestone official mud dirt bike game before that. You know, MXGP Pro, MXGP fucking 2020, 2021. Oh, man. You see what I'm saying? We're past all that. Like, and that's the biggest problem with these MXGP games that makes them different from the Supercross games. You know, you might be wondering, well, why would they keep making the Supercross games? They're not going to keep making the MXGP games. Well, that's because the MXGP games continue to do very similar layouts, no terrain deformation, very little terrain deformation. You can't feel the shit, right? Buggy, outdated physics, okay? It's that type of shit, whereas the Supercross games, at least you can guarantee that you're going to have different tracks, you know, because you have to go to, even though you're going to the same stadiums, they're going to have different jump rhythms, they're going to have different layouts. You know, Atlanta 2021 Supercross is not the same as Atlanta 2022 Supercross. It's quite different, okay? But like with the MXGP series, sometimes these tracks barely even change at all from one year to the next. So you can see how that really limits and kills the replayability and the variation of the track design on the MXGP games, because Milestone's not going in there and really like making their jumps bigger or changing the scaling or doing something cool with the pre-made. They're just not doing enough of any of that to warrant having those similar layouts and similar designs and all that shit. It's just a boring game. At the end of the day, that's just what it is. It's a boring game. It's a boring, buggy, weird, repetitive game. That's all this is. So, I don't know, guys. Definitely note down in the comments what you boys think about all this, but I suppose we could still see an announcement for MXGP 2022, like, before Christmas or some shit, but like I say, we're already past the point where MXGP 2021 came out last year, and it was even delayed. So it really is starting to look like we're not going to see another MXGP game. I mean, day by day, that's what it's looking like. And at this point, I feel like most people just want an official Lucas Oil Pro Motocross game. They don't even want another MXGP game. Honestly, if you're going to keep doing this shit, who wants that? Who legitimately wants that? Come on now. Come on now. You've got so many other options out there nowadays. So many other options that are not as expensive as this. MX Simulator, the entire game, is not as expensive as one of these fucking Milestone games. MX Bikes is not, the entire game is not as expensive as one of these piece of shit copy and pasted Milestone games. It's getting to the point now where it's just like, bro, and they don't even stick around and really update their games and add content. It's just like, let's shit out something, some copy and paste thing and just leave it. At least with the MX vs. ATV series with Legends, bro. Look at these physics. Oh, man. At least with MX vs. ATV Legends, they're trying to update it. They're trying to fix some of the bugs. They're trying to make it better. They're trying to give you more track content. They're trying to give you Lucas Oil Pro Motocross Track DLC. Holy shit, bro!